Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Tuesday, October the 17th, 2023. Tuesday, October the 17th. I can feel that cough coming on. You know what? I better get a trusty, dusty cough drop. Um, let's see what's happening here. Lois, with her Brooklyn accent, I can't do it. I cannot do that. Oh, that's not the lowest one, but you know what? I'm gonna start here. While Lois was talking to everybody in the kitchen, Gregory and Tracy were in, I guess, the little parlor, little family room, because they were in the kitchen. She was expecting Finn to come over to play backgammon, and it was Gregory instead. And when she saw him, she got a little, not embarrassed, but she got a little like, oh no, he's calling me to task. Oh no. So Gregory came over and he goes, Finn can't make it. Violet's sick. And Tracy was like, you could have texted me that. He could have texted me that. And Gregory says, no, I wanted to talk to you. And Tracy says, oh, she stood up. She goes, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for what I did. It was not my place to tell your son about your ALS. And he goes, Tracy, you did what I should have done. Okay. I should not have left Finn in the dark. I mean, not Finn, Chase in the dark. He needed to know. So thank you. And she goes, but still, it was not my intention to tell him that. I misread the situation and blah, blah, blah. So, and she apologizes again. It's rare that you get Tracy to apologize to you, very rare. So um, he goes, well, I could fill in for Finn for backgammon. And she's like, you know how to play backgammon. And he goes, yeah. So she goes, well, let me get you a drink. She got him a drink, got herself a drink. And she said, all right, let's play. So what was really cute, I'm going to go to the end of their story. He beat her 3-1. And she said, well, best 7 out of 10. And he's like, no, I got to go. It's getting late. Because he was telling her how, his ALS is deteriorating and blah, blah, blah. Yada, yada, yada. So they had a really good, they're actually becoming quite close. I knew it. Anytime people hate each other, remember he hated Alexis. Anytime people hate each other, they end up liking each other or end up being best of friends. I don't know where the relationship's going to go. I think it's just friendship because everybody thinks he's dying. So the relationship with Alexis is just friendship, right? So anyway, he leaves, and we have Lois in the kitchen, and she's talking to Nettie first, and she's saying, "Look, I've been looking all over for you," and he's like, "Okay." And she goes, "I think you've been avoiding me." He's like, "No," which he probably has. And so she goes, "Okay, it's just me and you. I know you remember me." And he goes, "No." He goes, "You said in front of everybody that I looked familiar." Now I know you couldn't go into detail because Livy is one of my dearest friends, but I know you had to be sensitive because she wouldn't want you to remember me and not remember her. And he goes, I did say you look familiar, but I still don't remember you. Everything. Oh, then she's like, you did so much to me, and they had a bunch of little flashback scenes through their course of their relationship. Isn't that so interesting? The same actor and actress playing the same character decades later. They both look real cute when they were young, right? So she still looks good old. She really does, because she cleans up well. She played a good Quinn on The Bold and the Beautiful. And if he were to shave, he would look better. They just have him really looking grungy. So Chase and Brooklyn had come in, and she goes, I was just trying to, you know, tell Ned, remind Ned how he remembers me. And he's like, oh. So then she goes, I was telling him how it was when we first met. And so she goes, but you all don't want to hear about that. And Chase is like, I'd like to hear about it. So that's when they all sit down, and she goes systematically through yada, yada, yada. I'm like, ugh, right? And in the end, Chase, she ends up getting mad because he goes, you know what? Listening to you talk about Ned, um, I'm sorry. And actually, it's funny. From what he was saying today, it almost sounded like he accepts he was Ned. He just doesn't remember Ned. He's Eddie. That's all he remembers. He goes, you don't seem like you deserved any of that. And I am sorry. And she got all mad. Do you think sorry's going to take care of it? You think you could just say sorry and it all, goes away? And so he goes, look, lady, you know, bottom line, I don't remember you. And I just felt you shouldn't have been treated that way. And she says something else with her accent. And Brooklyn and Chase are standing up by the wall because they're like, we out of this, right? And so he ends up saying something, storms out, and she what's her name? Lois looks at Brooklyn, and Chase said, sorry, I guess I pushed him a little too far. Chase is like, hey, that's on you. So he comes into the I guess parlor room, or is it family room, wherever Tracy was with Gregory, and he's looking, and she goes, "What's the matter?" Because she could see he's agitated. He's like, "I was hoping to find," and he's looking around, and he goes, "Never mind, never mind." And she goes, "Well, what happened?" He goes, "Look, the only thing that he was saying I was hoping to find, he wanted to say Olivia. He wanted to talk to Olivia. See, he's getting closer and closer to her. She's like a confidant. Remember, he said, you're easy to talk to, right? So he says, the only thing that could help calm my mind when I'm in this state is music. And he's looking at the keyboard. He goes, I could just work it out with some music. Something's in my eye. And so Tracy says, well, I will leave you to it. Goodness gracious. I'll leave you to it. So Tracy leaves the room. She's like, you know what? Have at it. Have at it. So he looks at the keyboard, he sits down, and that's that. So we have Carly with Drew, seeing how Drew's doing, and Drew, and he's saying, they said I'm doing well enough that I could go back to Pentonville. And I thought, well, how could that be? Because we got Cyrus looking way better than you, and he got let out. We got you way more bruised and hurt and sore. They ready to throw you back in, which is kind of what Cardi was saying. Oh, no, 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 no. Where's that doctor? Because there's no way you should be ready to go back. You need a few more days to recuperate. I mean, because really, look, all it would take is one guy to mop him up when he gets back because he's still bruised and hurt, right? So there's a little knock on the door. And the door opens, and in walks Cyrus Renault, and Carly's like, what is going on here? Like, what the heck? Right? And Drew was like, huh? And so Cyrus is saying he got out because in his state, his heart attack diminished his state. I think the heart attack was faked. I really do, sincerely. And he came to talk to. He goes, I came to make sure you were okay. And he says, oh, I guess they didn't tell you. I was the one that found you. And without my swift actions and alerting the guards and getting you here, they said you would have died. He said, so you saved my life and I saved your life, and now we're even. And Drew's just looking at him like, and Cardi goes, How could they let somebody like you out? Oh, she's just Carly being Carly. And he goes, Mrs. Corinthos. And she goes, Spencer. Miss Spencer. Oh, she goes, oh, yeah, you are together with him. Miss Spencer, I'm glad to see you because the last time, we got off on the wrong foot. When your then husband went missing and you took over, there was a lot of things done. And I just want you to know, I have no ill will. And he's just going on that card. He's like, you better get on out of here. Because none of this is sincere. She wasn't buying it, right? So he gives his little Lord passage that he wants to say, and he he just leaves. He decides, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and leave. But when he had Austin bumped into him before he went in the room, or it could have even been after. He bumped into him before and after, and he was telling him, "Where is Ava? I did everything you wanted me to do, and you said Ava would be released and not hurt." And he goes, I expect you to live up to your end of the bargain. And Cyrus looked at him and said, you have clearly forgotten who runs the shots here. And he got on the elevator and walked away from Austin. So Austin's still pissed, right? So Cyrus calls Mason. Meantime, Mason has Ava on the side of the road, you know, waiting for instructions. And Ava's trying to talk him out of hurting her, let her go, blah, blah, blah. He don't have to follow orders and this, that, and the other. We've got Dex. Dex has found the house that Ava was being held in. He really did, but she was gone. He found the little purple lollipop. See, Mason and his lollipops are a hot mess. And he called and told Spinelli is talking to him, with the earpiece. And he's telling him, no, they're gone. I need you to check the camera, see, look for the car and blah, 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 and get back to me. So Spinelli's like, we'll do. So Jocelyn comes to the police station, says she needs to see Dante. And one of the officers knocked on the interrogation room where Dante was and said, this young lady says she needs to see you. And she goes, it's very important. Ava's in trouble. And the door opens a bit more and you could see Avery and Pilar sitting on the bench there at the police station. So Dante says, let her in. And then he brings Pilar and Avery in and just talks to him, not scaring Avery, but Pilar's telling him when they hadn't seen her before. And then outside the room, Jocelyn tells him how, she found Ava's cell phone and there was a purple lollipop. And Dante's looking like, what? He goes, no, it's not Avery's. Avery hates, it was grape. Avery hates grape. It is not hers. Somebody has Ava. So Dante says, okay, he told him stay there with Pilar and Avery. He was gonna go out and check out some things, right? So then Jocelyn gets a call from Spinelli. And Spinelli tells her that he lost comms with Dex. When Dex got out more on a secluded road and he told Jocelyn where. And because he followed Dex's car there. And Mason's car was out there, right? So she goes, okay. He says, if Dex calls you, this is what Spinelli's saying, let me know. I need to know where to start looking for him. And so she goes, and if he calls you, let me know. He goes, okay. So they hang up and she immediately calls Dante, right? Which is good. It's she got Dante involved. And this is where Mason has Ava. And then he gets a phone call and he gets out the car and Cyrus says, is Miss Jerome with you? Or is the package with you? And he goes, yeah. He said, take her home. And Mason paused. He said, wait, what? He goes, you heard what I said. Take her home. My business with her is done. So Mason's like, He gets in the car. I guess he got an attitude. He really wanted to hurt Ava, right? So she goes, "Who was that?" And he starts the car. And she goes, she's thinking he's going to kill him. You don't have to follow orders. You don't have to follow orders. She's trying to save her skin. She didn't know the order was to take her home, right? And he leaned back. He goes, "You're right." He turns that engine off. He goes, "I am my own man, and I am going to do what I want to do for a change." So she looks at him, and he gets out of the car, and he's grabbing at her. She's like, "No, wait, no, wait, what are you doing?" And he grabs her and he pulls her out of the car. He takes her over to the cliff. He was about to push her over. But headlights come on, and it was Dex. He gets out the car. He has his gun drawn. And then Austin draws his gun. So both of them have their guns drawn. And Dex says, "I have a clean shot." And Ava's like, "Take the shot, take the shot." But Mason fires at Dex. But Ava's moving, so the aim wasn't good. And Dex hits the ground because he's dodging bullets, right? And he didn't shoot because he didn't want to shoot Ava. But Ava elbows Mason, right? And Mason, like, he drops his gun, and that's when Dex gets up and gets the jump on Mason. So they're fighting. Ava runs and goes behind the car, and she's looking, and Dex ends up, like he said, he fell, and Mason gets on top, right? And Mason has the best of Dex. So Mason was dragging Dex to the edge of the cliff. He was just getting ready to push him off the cliff when you hear a shot fire, and then they have blurred in the back Dante. Dante shot Mason twice. Bam, bam, right? And so Mason, and he hits the ground, and Dex rolls away from the edge, and he goes, "Mr. Jerome, you okay? You okay?" And he runs to Ava, right? And Dante comes up, and he's like, let me cut those off, because Ava was zip tied, right? And so she looks at Dante. She goes, "Is he dead?" Like, "I hope so." Or she goes, "I hope he's dead," or whatever. And so he goes, "Well, he's got 2 gunshots," and Dante's calling it in. "I have a suspect. I've apprehended. He's shot twice. He's gonna need medical condition, and he gave him the location. So Ava's like, "Is he dead?" He goes, "No." And she goes, "Do you think he's gonna make it?" He goes, "You know what? Guys like him usually do." you know. So um Jocelyn calls Carly and tells Carly that she needs to get home right away. "Mom, I need you to get home right away." So then we will that's where they leave that. So it was pretty good, some action, pretty good action. We got Mason, he's shot. I really believe that since he's not gonna die, I think Cyrus is gonna end up having him killed, because Cyrus is gonna make Mason take the fall, and Cyrus is also gonna know, although Mason may try to lie, but he's gonna find out that Mason was disobeying orders, that he definitely was going to kill Ava, because that news will come out. So anyway, let's go to comment corner. Comment corner. This time I'm going to go from the bottom to the top, because there's too many comments. I'm not going to get through them all, but I'm going to start, because last time I went top to bottom. This time I'm going to go bottom to the top. Sharon says, "I hope Nina gets it pretty soon." Open Sunny runs to Hopi, and I guess Sunny runs to Carly. She ignores him for a while. Tell him I don't want to hear it, because remember you chose her over the rest of the family. She had you for 9 months. Yeah, that's true. Let's see. I had to step into the business and deal with Cyrus and blah blah blah. And then she may say that the rest of their kids, her and again, Cyrus and Jason got shot, also died protecting the business. Appreciate it when you got back and gave credit where credit was due. Carly, she stepped up, hey, she's a boss lady. Well, yes, she did. She did step up, but she thinks she's in love with Drew. So she tried to play that out for as long as she could. Let's see what else we have. Linda says all true. And then Lucy says, happy Monday, Daily Recap Lady. And a start to an exciting new week on GH. Great review. All the best of luck to Sasha. I know. I'm hoping Cody relocates to Austin with her. Me too. To me, they don't need Cody. Ron says, Michael picked up some of Sonny's traits. He put the fear in Martin's heart when he said he would let Sonny handle it. And Jones says, I haven't heard Sasha is leaving the show. Unfortunately, she probably will have some sort of confrontation with Cyrus. Ooh, I don't want to see that now that he's free. Why didn't they put him in the other prison that is cushy? I know, exactly. But I really hope there's no more cruel treatment of Sasha. They better not. I won't watch it, won't endorse it. I mean, for them to like, isn't it funny? Isn't the Pope Pikeman situation, doesn't it seem like that's taking a back seat for some reason? It's like all the steam out of this elusive Pikeman who had WSB connections and everything else. We've really heard not too much about them at all. The subject says, yes, Michael Corinthos comes through. Good, Sasha. Cyrus will harass her. Oh, no. I can tolerate Cody now. I was mad Lucy and Maxie didn't tell Sasha first. Blade's talking now. She isn't with Link now. I mean, how she end up there? She ain't with Link. How she end up there? I said, Chrissy, it was gay. I can't tell. Well, Christina is gay. I can't wait until Nina gets hers. Sam and Carly came a long way. Yes, they have. I knew that bracelet was bad luck. LaShunda says Michael needs to get Carly's hotel and then tell Sonny. Olivia will eat her for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then we have Sharon says, I heard some rumors that Valentine is going to take the blame for all the SEC cover up for Nina. I am so glad that the writers didn't go in that direction. She needs to pay for her sins. I need to put Nina and Valentine back together. On the other hand, Sonny and Anna, a brief little romance. I didn't want Carly to take him back right away. Let him sweat for a while. And then Jones says, they don't know the word honesty on soaps. PE says it wouldn't even be soaps if everyone was honest. That is so true. Sharon says, I was leaning towards blackmailing Nina and giving Carly back her hotel, but now I'm listening to you. I now changed my mind. They could go straight to his dad and let him know what Nina did and let him decide he wants to stay with her and not before telling Carly. He wants to stay with her and not before, telling Carly. P. Merle says, didn't you see Martin fold like an old accordion? Michael is the man. I can see Michael working the possibilities. The fallout will be harsh. I hope everyone is ready. And Linda says, I hope Sasha isn't going anywhere. I don't think Sasha's going anywhere. I believe Michael got Martin to say it just to record it. Michael needs the recording, so that Sonny can hear Martin say it, which is what I was saying. Sonny wanted to know who turned Carly and Drew into the FCC. Nina's focus was only on Carly, not Drew. Sonny wants to know why the person did it, because it crushed Donna's life. It would crush Donna's life. And if she were separated from Carly. Sonny also said he didn't like take kindly to someone messing with his family. The recording is also for when Nina tries to deny that she turned Carly in. Yep. Nina always goes into this me, the victim mode instead of coming clean with her actions. She hates Carly, period. And Nina tried to take Carly away from Donna, point blank. I believe Michael sees Nina's hatred for Carly and him. And now Sonny must see it too. Sonny will be pissed at Nina and clearly see that she is Nina, Nina is really about. I think the marriage will be a no quickly and hopefully. And Dacia says Nina better enjoy the little time she has left with Sonny because she will lose everything, including Sonny and Willow. That marriage will end before it begins. Sonny will do to Nina what he did to Gladys. And Pete Merle says, no, Sonny, was talking to God in the courtyard before the wedding, before he said his vows, where he was talking about a miracle happened. He remembered his children, his grandchildren. Um, they were were they the result of immaculate conception? He admittedly didn't remember Carly. He could have said something to the effect that he hopes she'll be happy like him. Yeah, I didn't. I fast forwarded that whole courtyard scene, so that's why I didn't understand what that comment. Anne says Michael did right by recording Martin because he now has proof. Sonny wouldn't believe Michael because he is so henpecked now. The second problem Nina has is erasing the tape of Charlotte going into Anna's room. The third problem is allowing Ned to take the blame for being the SEC snitch when it was her trifecta of problems. And then DB says, LOL, I was so occupied with her current situation, I forgot about all that. The only place for her is with Valentine and Charlotte. The three of them deserve each other. Okay, that is it for Comment Corner today. Thank you so much for the comments. Everybody go in and read those comments. They are great. Really, really good comments. I will be back tomorrow for another episode of General Hospital, another daily recap of General Hospital.